Hey guys, today I'm gonna talk Danish. So yeah guys, I'm gonna do it on 3, 2, 1. Hej venner, jeg taler dansk lige nu, så ja. Hvad det her der er her? Det er min kanal eller? Så ja. Det her det her, så jeg er bare helt rolig. Hell no. Okay. Joey. This is really soft. Okay, I'm gonna go on. My brother has 3 channels. Min storebror har... Undskyld, jeg kan lige sætte handlingen lige. Min storebror har 3 kanaler. Her skriver jeg min brors kanal Valley 0101 og Unreal WXL og Valisha. Så Valisha. Og det her keyboard. Hvad skal vi skrive? Skal vi skrive noget mere? Nej, hænder. Gaming. Live. All this live. Og Argentina, det er Norden. Messi. Boo Messi. Sorry. Argentina vandt ikke, så... Ja, Messi, boo! Jeg venner. Live. Gaming. Musik. Roblox. Fodbold. Jeg kigger min storebrors kanal. Han har en sindssyg kanal. Han har 3. Vi viser kun 2 af dem. Ja. En af dem er her. Subscribe. I ved jeg. Ja, det er min bror. Han shows ud.
¿Y qué fue? No hiciste nada con tanta chapa para hacerle ranking canking can. ¿Y qué fue?
Det er ikke dig. Jeg skriver dig. Skal jeg skrive det? Jeg gør det med billede, så jeg ikke skriver rigtigt. Jeg skriver. Ej, det er sjovt. Jeg ved ikke, om jeg skal skrive det. Okay, spørgsmål, jeg skal skrive det. Skal jeg virkelig det? Det er synd for ham. Men nej. Jeg kører det. første video. Hvornår blev den lavet? Et år siden. Den er der en serie hård tavren ligesom. Nej. Hvad er det her? Det er vores hjem. Hvad er det, han ser? Ej, nej. Aldrig i livet. Hans anden kanal. Det er meget nemmere at skrive sådan her. W X. Nej, det står noget der. Det står forkert. Hvad? Var det også længe siden han lavede sin kanal. Men lad os glemme, hvordan hans kanal ser ud. Men hvad? Jeg kan ikke huske, hvordan hans kanal ser ud. Jeg kan ikke huske, hvordan hans kanal ser ud. Prøv at opbede. Nu skal det ud med mig. Lige her. Tror jeg ikke. Ej, jeg ved det ikke, man. Ja, den kan vi ikke se endnu. Ikke live. Jeg skal lige lave en video, mens jeg laver en video, nej. Guys, what is that? What is this, man? What? No,
Is it possible to travel from? I just wanted to change my clothes after PE and get to science class without any troubles. Then, as I was sitting on the bench, one shoe off, one shoe on, I heard Chester Marshall's voice carry across the empty room. Heard you said something about me in third period. Beach. I hadn't. I never said anything about anyone. I felt my stomach in knots. Turned around to see Chester 6 inches from my face. All 4'11", 110 pounds of him. His big brother Bo had the locker room door closed as he watched with his arms crossed. Bo's twin brother Cody leaned against the lockers, looking bored. Both of them were 6'8", 300 pounds each, and were starting linemen on the football team. They were both 20 years old and still walking the halls of my high school like a pair of tired bears, because every time the school tried to graduate them, they punched somebody and got held back a year. These were the notorious Marshall brothers. Chester knew no one would mess with him because they were terrified of his massive brothers. Chester looked at his right hand that had a scorpion tattoo on the inside of his wrist. Have you ever felt a scorpion sting? I stayed still, thinking that if I didn't respond, I could just disappear, and it would maybe be better. I was wrong because he slapped me hard across the face. My fists clenched up, pure rage flooded through me. I felt the muscles in my arms lock and my weight shift forward, and for half a second I almost let myself tear his head off. Then I saw his massive, monstrous brothers both watching me very closely. Chester smiled, grabbed a fistful of my hair, and drove my face into the metal of the locker room door. The sound of my nose breaking was like someone snapping a pencil under a towel. Blood ran straight down my chin and started dripping onto the tiles. His knee came up into my stomach, folding me over. He whacked me across the back of my head with 2 more punches, sending me down to the ground. Then he started kicking. 3, 4, 5 times in the ribs, his sneakers pounding into me. I curled up because there was nothing else I could do, and I emotionally detached because I had to, in order to deal with this. Stay down, piss boy. Bo and Cody giggled from the doorway. I love it when he has nicknames for his victims. Yeah, wait until Dad gets home and hears about this. He's gonna love it. The whole thing lasted about 90 seconds, and then Chester spit on me and then walked out. I lay on the blood-wet tile and listened to their sneakers fade down the hallway. I got up slowly, cleaned my face at the sink with brown paper towels, and stuffed wet tissue up my nostrils until the bleeding stopped. I felt like such a pathetic, helpless loser. Then I realized that this had gone on for over a year, and I needed to report it. I went and told the principal, and he was shocked. Chester, you expect me to believe that little shrimp is actually hurting anyone? He's one of our best students. Don't you have anything better to do? Get out of my office. On my way out, I bumped into Chester's father, Wayne Marshall. Watch where you're going. He giggled and then hugged my principal. I was horrified. No wonder he backed up Chester. He was friends with his dad. To make matters even worse, Wayne had just come out of prison after a 10-year stint for manslaughter. The principal saw me staring at both of them and nudged Wayne. This dumb kid actually just told me that Chester is picking on him. They both busted up laughing so hard that even the secretary joined in. I felt so small. Then Wayne called out, "Yeah, all 4 feet. Nothing of him." They cracked up even harder as the principal blurted out, "Stop, stop. You're gonna make me piss myself." The entire office erupted in laughter. I shook my head and left feeling hopeless. I felt invisible, like I didn't matter or exist to anyone. I had no one else to turn to, so I went home that night, sat across the kitchen table from my dad, who was an ex-Marine, and I told him everything. He didn't say anything for a full minute, then looked at me with a cold, hard glare that I had never seen before. He stood up and grabbed his keys off the counter. "Get in the truck." We drove for 30 miles in silence. Then he glanced over at me. "This is on me. I thought I had trained you better to defend yourself. I'm really sorry, son. I think it's because after your mother died, I didn't want to be too hard on you, but that's gonna change now." That made me really sad because I knew he had always tried to do his best. I didn't ask where we were going, and he didn't tell me. We finally pulled into a strip mall parking lot. The sign over one of the doors read, "Combat Sports." Through the front window, I could see a boxing ring, a row of heavy bags, and a man inside taping another fighter's hands. I felt really insecure and scared. "I'm too busy to train you in the way you should be trained, so I'm handing you off to a fellow Marine." Dad walked me through the door, and the man came over. He was maybe 5'10", lean, with cauliflower ears, and the kind of nose that's been broken so many times, it was barely there. "It's great to see you, Rico." They shared a hug. "So, this is your boy, huh?" "Yeah, he needs to learn how to handle himself. The real shit. Don't go easy on him." Rico looked me up and down.
Guys, what
he
is
pressed on my
that?
shoulders, felt my hands, and noticed the way I was standing.
Okay, guys, there's snack for today. So, yeah, guys.